This is MaximumDonut. Welcome to an episode of Dark Souls PvP with live commentary. Today I'm doing an episode of Road to Humanity with post-commentary, unfortunately, because I fucked up the audio recording. So, go me. So I thought I might just do post-commentary. I suppose I could put it to music, but anyway, there were a few things that I maybe wanted to talk about a little bit, so I thought I might just do that. I only started putting together the last, say, 3 episodes, this one and the next 2, like, later. So, I did the editing for all of the 2 previous episodes to this, and then I left these last 3 episodes, and it turns out that the audio, I can't find the audio file, so yeah, I have to just post-commentate it. But anyway, the next 2 episodes will have live commentary as per usual. But one thing I wanted to say was after I recorded this episode, I took a really long-ass break from playing Dark Souls. No, not long-ass. Yeah, pretty much. Like, because before this little break, I didn't take a break from playing Dark Souls. I played it pretty much every day, so or every other day at the very least. So, I took about 4 or 5 day break from playing Dark Souls, and yeah, it was actually really refreshing. Just getting away from Dark Souls for a little while and getting back to it. Yeah, it was just revitalizing for my soul. Like between the last few episodes and the episodes before that, I only took like a 1 day break because I was like, maybe if I start playing again, maybe I'll like it. And then I played these last 2 episodes and I raged even more than I did in the previous episodes. So, despite me actually winning a few games. So, the last episode had quite a lot of expletives that I thought were quite offensive, at least in one of the invasions. So I just censored them. They weren't really that offensive, but like, I didn't really feel like having that many expletives of that severity sort of broadcast, because we aim to be family friendly in MaximumDonut's channel. No, I'm pretty sure if my channel got like an expletive rating, it'd probably be like MA, the number of times I say the F-bomb, drop the F-bomb. Yeah, probably not really suitable for the whole family. Anywho, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I took a little bit of a break from playing Dark Souls, and going back to it, yeah, it was really quite a bit of fun. But I wanted to talk a little bit more in this episode about the things I spoke about in the last few episodes that I was live commentating, but I couldn't really talk about them properly because it's very difficult to talk about sort of serious things or things that require thought when you're live commentating. So I generally only do sort of meaty commentary between matches, and I realized that I'm actually doing a lot of time between matches just talking about random bullshit. So I might aim to do a little bit less of that in the future and save all the meatiness for like post commentaries. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about over leveling and things that people find unfair about this game. So, I mean, in my opinion, if you over level your character to about, say like level 200 or 250 or more than that, I made a character actually, level 250 character, just to see exactly what stat distribution I could have, like optimally. Basically, you can put about 80 into Vite, so you can have about 1,900 health. I think that's what you get for 85, as well as about 40 or 50 endurance. Plus, you can get maybe 40 into strength, 40 into dex, and 50 into faith. I think that's approximately level 250 or something like that. And so basically, I mean, you do like ridiculous amounts of damage. If you buff your weapon, you'll do even more damage. So you're basically maxed out on scaling for both Maxed out on scaling before diminishing returns for both dexterity and strength. Your casting time is optimized, plus your plus if you put Dark Moon Blade or Sunlight Blade with 50 Faith, you're going to do a shit ton more damage. That coupled with the fact that you can have lots of endurance and you can have 1,900 health without using Mask of the Mother or the Ring of Favor and Protection, it is just crazy. I mean, basically your build goes from having to think about where you're going to invest your stats, you know, whether or not you're going to sacrifice a little bit of vitality or endurance or whatever and put it into damage output, or if you want to do a little bit less damage but you want a bit more health, a bit more chunkiness, or you want a bit more physical defense while still being mobile, so you know, put some points, more points into endurance. Yeah, instead of that, it just becomes this mindless derp. I'm just going to put points into everything, and I'll make my character so powerful and so meaty with such high physical defense that practically no one can overcome it. Okay, all right, that's not true. I mean, it's not that no one can overcome it. It's more of there just isn't much thought in going into builds, which means that there's not. Which means it would restrict the depth of Dark Souls PvP, because you could optimize your builds essentially. Like you could, you know, every single character that's level 250 could have an optimal build. No one like particular stat invested into you know. Yeah, I mean, I think that it would restrict the sort of creativity that's possible in Dark Souls PvP. Anyway, I've spoken for a long time about this, and while I don't, you know, particularly agree with people who are over leveling, putting it on the same par as something like healing during battle or ganking, yeah, is not really fair. So, KelolonBlanco. So, yeah, I would say that the comments that I made in the last video probably not exactly reflective of my true opinions. I was sort of getting like pretty ragey in the last few episodes, so that was probably why I was saying all these kinds of things about people who are over level, migrating to the Berg, all this bullshit. I would suggest you just ignore all that and listen to me now. I mean, on the one hand, you know, if you put a character up to level 250, you know, you'll have like something like a 2,000 effective health. But then if you look at someone who is healing in every battle, like in Divine Blessings, and they can have effective health of something like 2,000 or more like 10,000 or 20,000 if they continuously heal. So yeah, really it's not that unfair, and obviously gankers are much more difficult to overcome than someone who's over leveled, who's just one person. So yeah, but it is still something that, you know, people have sort of abused, the fact that you can level quite a lot and still get invaded. You know, they have abused that particular mechanic to give themselves an advantage. Yeah. All right. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You know, in PvP, this is a game where people can do whatever they like. So, you know, I really shouldn't judge too hard. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to talk very briefly about the what's happening in the last few matches. Yeah, so I invaded KelolonBlanco 3 times, and I lost 3 times, and it turns out that he's like number 4, 5, 6 or something like that in the Book of the Guilty, so I don't feel too bad about losing. But this guy, who shall remain nameless, I blurred out his name, I guess, because I don't want this video to be like a name and shame type thing. Like, I don't want, you know, yeah, that's not my intention. Basically, in that first match, I backstabbed him once because he was sort of trying to edge me out with a bow, trying to poison me, and so, you know, yeah, he sort of like left himself open for it, and otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get it. But and the second time that I backstabbed him, he was just parry spamming. He would just walk towards me and throw out his parry twice, and then so, you know, I punished him for it. As I've said in previous videos, if you are doing nothing but parry spamming, you deserve to get backstabbed. And then you know, he sends me messages well, he sends me a message saying that don't use backstabs, they're far from a fair tactic. And, you know, while in, say, a setup duel where both parties agree to not backstab each other or whatever, yeah, that's fine. But, you know, if you are leaving yourself open to stupid situations where you can get backstabbed, you know, why should I afford you that luxury if I don't know who the hell you are? I mean, if I have that philosophy that I won't backstab anyone, you know, out of some, you know, misguided sense of righteousness, self-righteousness, then, you know, I will be punished basically over and over by people who don't have that same philosophy. But regardless of that, I will actually usually give people the benefit of the doubt. I mean, you know, if I don't really think that they are, you know, I think that if they want like a really nice honorable duel, then yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll just deliberately not go for backstabs. But he was just, you know, doing things so stupidly. I mean, he just deserved to get punished, and if I'm not the one punishing him, it'll definitely be someone else. It'll be someone who, you know, who doesn't have this kind of, I don't know, philosophy about PvP or about trying to be friendly or whatever. So, you know, if it's not me, then it's gonna be someone else. And messaging me about it, and, you know, telling me that, yeah, like backstabbing is unfair, and that, it's not really that productive. Anyway, the thing that basically I want people to know about my philosophy regarding Dark Souls PvP is I want to do Dark Souls PvP in the way that I'll have the most fun. If you are PvPing without backstabs, fine. But if I don't know you, then I won't fish for backstabs. I will take backstab opportunities when they're available. When they're available to me as a punish. That's pretty much how I'll handle every PvP match, unless I'm being cheesed, unless I'm being ganked, or unless unless the person's a hacker, I guess, or unless the person's healing. If in any of those situations, and also if I get attacked while I'm bowing, yeah, I don't really like that either. So yeah, I will take, you know, every opportunity. I'll lag stab, I'll do whatever the fuck I need to do in that situation. And, you know, people who have been watching my channel for a long time, they know that that's my general philosophy. I mean, it does change, you know, occasionally. So sometimes, you know, I will not backstab just random people who I think are friendly or whatever. But it's well within my rights to, and it's well within anyone's rights to, backstab punish stupid things. Things that are, I mean, things that you, like, if you make a tactical decision that's wrong, it's stupid, then yeah, you deserve to be punished, basically. Okay, I feel like I'm just repeating myself now, and I feel like I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about, so these clips were actually taken from my live stream. I cannot actually remember if I uploaded this footage, but I'm pretty sure that I didn't. So these were just a few matches that Jigsaw's and I played, and Jigsaw made this really you know, creative build, which is basically, you know, he has a crossbow in his main hand and he uses miracles in his offhand. Really interesting, and yeah, you know, I sort of had to change my, well, you know, you have to change your approach to this kind of player. I mean, like, you know, he doesn't have a shield, so, you know, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive, but then, you know, he's good at dodging, and my weapon is good at whiffing. So he uses his build really well. I thought he used it incredibly well. You know, like, and also the fact that he's using the fast roll, also bonus points. Yeah, I get blasted by Sunlight Spear, probably for the second time I've ever been hit by it. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed these bonus clips, and I suppose I'll catch you guys in the next episode, which will be back to live commentaries. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.